Welcome to another episode of the Creative Action Podcast. In today's episode, I'm sharing an excerpt from a marketing workshop that I originally created for coaches. However, the strategies and insights that I share here are just as valuable for mentors, consultants, service providers, creative entrepreneurs. That's why I'm sharing it also in the podcast. This workshop was called From Contacts to Contracts, where we explored the secrets to turn a contact into a contract. What is absolutely key to make this happen? What you should be doing right now if you want more contracts? You will find out more about that in this episode. This workshop was hosted in a new Discord group called Volunteer Coaching, where I'm collaborating with Andrew Browning, also known as Unchained Self. I think you might recognize him from a previous podcast episode that I'm linking right now on the right part of this video. And this new group, Volunteer Coaching, is a collaborative space where we engage in peer coaching to hone our skills as coaches and also offer volunteer coaching to entrepreneurs. We are hosting new workshops every week, so if you're a coach or a growth-oriented entrepreneur, you can join this group because this is a great opportunity to level up both your life and business while also connecting with like-minded individuals and having fun along the way. When we do things together, it's easier. So I invite you to join the group and also to continue listening to this episode and gather all the insights about how to turn a contact into a contract. Let's find out together. So I had the opportunity to work and craft marketing systems for various entrepreneurs and business. One of them is Napo. We went from 0 clients to establishing a six-figure e-learning business, a Japanese school. Thanks to this work we did together, he's able right now to live in Japan and he has a family right now in Japan. He didn't have a website, he didn't have a funnel, he didn't have any system to get clients in a predictable and consistent way. We did a lot of things. We basically audited his business. We created a roadmap to achieve clear and measurable goals. We designed little marketing experiments. We ran them in a systematic way, including email marketing, Google Ads, Facebook ads, webinars, niche research. Niche research. I'm not sure how to say that word, Andrew. Niche or niche. Niche is the philosopher. Niche. Okay. Well, basically, I had this very important experience, and we sold and launched several learning groups. We created a course, webinars. We created a team for content production. It was a lot of work, and I learned a lot doing that in practice about how to establish marketing systems. That's where I am. So I want to be honest about it. It's not like I'm the marketing coaching business guru. I'm not in that position right now, but I will share everything I learned. A few key concepts I think will be interesting for you to level up your marketing and sales systems in your business. So we want to go from contacts, isn't it? We want to go from contacts to contracts. So how can we do this? How can we turn a contact into a contract? And you want to write any ideas you have, maybe that would be a good way of interacting. You can write your ideas. Maybe I can see it very easily here, so I think it's pretty fun even. So how can we turn a contact into a contract? That's the question. That's the center. Here he says, doing free sessions to show what we can do with the clients. Good one. I mean, one free session per person. Nice, a free session per person. Amazing, giving value. So basically, the main takeaway of this is that we can go from contact to a contract with one thing, which is the art of relationship. That when the sound effect appears. Yes, it's the art of relationships. So it's interesting because when I first heard about this idea, I heard about relationship-based sales. I learned about that like in Twitter or in threads, like people talking about that to sound smart, and they mention it in, I do relationship-based business. And yeah, I mean, yes, of course, relationships, obviously, I thought in my mind. But right now I'm doing a sales training, and in this sales training, they say this phrase: the difference between a contact and a contract is the relationship. So as far as you are nurturing a relationship with the contact, eventually is going to transform into a contract. So that's the main takeaway of this phrase. That's the main takeaway probably of the key idea of this workshop is the focus on the relationships to generate deals, basically, especially as we are service providers. We are coaches. We are working with at a very personal level, a transformational level. Here, see who says, makes sense. All my clients as an artist always come from people who became closer. Exactly. You will start to see those patterns. Okay, yes. It seems that there is a relation between deals and relationship. A relation between deals and well, whatever. So, how do you develop relationships in general? What's key for the success of a relationship? I have a proposal here. There is a pattern in our relationships. There is a key, one foundational thing that if you don't have that, you don't have a relationship. A basic essence of a relationship, and it is trust. If you don't have trust in a relationship, it's impossible. I mean, do you have any relationship without trust? How can you have a relationship without trust? In fact, when trust is compromised, it's highly likely that a relationship will end. In example, in romantic relationships, it happens. So if you are not engaging in a conversation about building trust again in a deliberate way, okay, what do you need to see so you can have more trust? Well, this and that. Okay, well, and you provide the evidence and they develop trust little by little. If you don't do that, okay, no relationship. So trust is key. And how do you build trust with a potential client? How do you build trust with a contact? How do you build trust with a contact? That's the main question, because if we figure out how to build trust with a contact, eventually it's going to transform into a contract. So that's the invitation to start thinking in this way. And there are a few ways in which you can develop trust with a contact. I'm going to mention a few ideas just to share with you. Basically, opening and rapport. I mean, a contact is someone that you still don't know. It's a contact. There is, I don't know, a number, whatever. If you don't talk to a person, you will never develop a relationship and you will never develop trust. So the basic first step is to open a conversation with the person in some way. So this is related to exposing yourself, to start, putting yourself out there, and introducing yourself, finding common ground, showing genuine interest in the person. So this is for sure a way of generating a relationship and generating trust. And if you don't do this, I don't know how a relationship can happen. Maybe a platonic relationship with someone you never talk with, which is strange. So this will be one way of turning a contact into a contract. First, you need to open, basically, and find common ground. Showing reliability. Okay, what's this? Okay, social intelligence, emotional awareness. I mean, if you talk to someone and you are using strange words the person doesn't understand because, I don't know, he's from a different background, and you are not tuning into that, okay, yeah, the relationship will be difficult, for sure. Adequate body language, voice tone, conveying status and authority in a natural way, not in a try-hard way. This is a bit like subtle, obviously, but it's worth mentioning. Communicating clearly, professionally, respecting time and boundaries, of course, testimonials, of course, social proof, of course, active digital presence, anything that might help to show reliability, provide value is another way of creating a relationship or generating trust, focusing on understanding instead of being understood, which is a concept from Stephen Covey. So you are more oriented towards active listening, towards understanding the person, where it's coming from, releasing neediness. You are not leeching value from the person. You are giving value. You are a source of value. You are a source of positive emotions, of value, of solutions for the problems of the person. Being of service, of course. Sharing valuable resources, inviting them to valuable events. And another way, nurturing the connection also is another way. Relationships should be nurtured. If not, they fade away, basically. So staying in touch regularly is an activity that makes sure that a contact gets transformed into a contract. Being thoughtful, thinking about the person, thinking about what problems might be going through, and celebrating their wins. So you are on their side, you are providing value, you are a source of positive emotions. So this is sales. Everything I'm saying right now is sales. So that's the also the gif of the guy with the mind blown guy like that. The process of rising interest, building trust, and setting the stage for a win-win business relationship with a contact. That's sales. So sales is not being a pushy guy like, oh yeah, you wanna buy my product, pushing ads to your face so you eventually convert, and I push you ads and eventually. No, sales is not that. Sales is a process of rising interest, and it's a process. Okay, so what I want to share with you is something I learned in my sales training that I'm doing right now in real time. In fact, today I had one call with the sales training, which is the sales process. There is a process to generate trust, to rise interest that is already laid out. There is a system that is already laid out, and yeah, that's so interesting because sales from people always seems so pushy, but this sounds more human. Exactly. This is the main takeaway of relationship-based sales, or this approach of seeing it in this way, which is more human, definitely. That's why I like it, because I'm a coach. Basically, I work in that with that in mind, and also why you will like it too, I think. So this is a process, and it's key that this is a process, because process and systems can be repeated, and they can bring consistent results, and that's what a business needs to do. If you want to create a coaching business, you need a process to rise interest, a process to build trust, and a process to generate win-win relationships. That was the first part of the workshop. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the channel or follow on your favorite podcast platform. You might be wondering, how does a process to rise interest and trust with contacts actually look? Next Monday, I will be posting the second part, where I will explain what a sales process looks like, the different steps and phases of a sales process, how to manage client relationships, and give you a detailed look at how I do it, all that and more. If you have any questions about this, leave them on the comments on YouTube video, and I will make sure to answer everything. So see you next Monday, and I wish you an excellent week.